Hi everyone, this week's video is based on a question that I was asked on my Tourette's Facebook page. It was a really good question, so I definitely want to get to it. I apologize about the wait on answering the question. As always, my life has been crazy and hectic, and it's been so difficult to find time to make my videos, so I apologize, but I am very excited to answer this question and excited that somebody wanted to know a little bit more. The question was how I deal with my Tourette's and my tics in social situations, which I think is a really great question. A lot of people, I think, probably want to know that. And it really kind of depends. There's a lot of factors that go into it. It depends on who I'm with and my comfort level with those people, the kind of social situation I'm in, and really my level of tics that day. Because as I've said in my videos in the past, every day can be different. I know a lot of you do not see my tricks as bad as it can get because they have gotten better over the past few months with me exercising very regularly. So I've been kind of being able to keep them on a lower end, but they can come out of nowhere. I could have a perfect day with them, and then out of nowhere, right before bed or in the grocery store in a social situation, they could come out of nowhere from nothing or from stress or anything. So how I deal with it, like I said, depends on all of that all of those factors. When you have Tourette's, it can be debilitating at sometimes, and it can be embarrassing. Obviously, your body's doing all these weird things that you have no control over, and you never know when they're going to happen. So it can be a bit of a struggle sometimes, or most of the time, especially for those who have Tourette's a lot worse than I do. I will admit, when I'm in the grocery store and I come to a dead stop in the middle of the aisle or in the middle of wherever I'm at, I get a little nervous about somebody possibly saying something, because that a big tick of mine is stopping, because when I walk, my feet get triggered and I kick my feet like on the ground a couple times, and then I have to do the same thing with the other foot. And usually that happens a few times because the first few times I don't do it correctly according to my brain, and so I have to keep doing it. And so I'm just waiting for the day where somebody runs into me because I had to stop, or just gets mad at me because they almost run into me, or I'm creating a problem with their shopping trip. So I am waiting for that day. I do know I see stairs that pass by every once in a while. For the most part, those don't bother me because I can't really blame the people. If I didn't know about Tourette syndrome, I can't say that maybe I wouldn't stare a little bit as well, because I don't know what the person's doing or why they're doing it. So that gets a little nerve-wracking, and that can then make my Tourette's a little bit worse. For the most part, though, I just do what I need to do because I know that I have to do it. I don't have control over doing it, and if somebody has a problem with it, then that's their problem and not mine. And that's the way I see it, and that's kind of how I handle it in most social situations. It's just a matter of comfort level for me, I guess. If I'm not having a really bad tick day, there are times where I'll try to suppress it enough to where I am either off to the side or in my car by myself or just not near anybody. So that way I don't have to deal with the pressure of being scared about somebody saying something or staring me down or even kicking me out of the store, because I know other people have been kicked out. Mind you, I don't think that mine will have ever been bad enough to where that could be a possibility, but it is for people in the past, or in the past and today. Multiple people get kicked out of places a lot for ticking, especially those that yell obscenities. People don't want to hear it, they don't want to listen and understand that you have Tourette syndrome, and it's a shame. Anyways, when I am around a lot of people that I know, I'll generally just let it all out because, once again, I don't care. I'm at a comfort level with them. They know what I have, and they shouldn't be judging me for the way I tick or what I do with my body. Even if there's a few strangers thrown in there, if I'm around the majority of people that I'm comfortable with and that the majority knows that I have it, I'll generally just let my body do what it needs to do, because in the end, that's better for me anyways, because it's causing less stress on my mind and on my ticks. Because if I try to suppress them, they're just going to be that much worse later. And if I'm around with the majority of people that I know I have a support system there to back me up if somebody says something rude or is wondering what I'm doing, and I can explain to them that, look, I have Tourette's, blah blah blah, go into the whole spiel. When I'm at work, it's a little bit different because I'm in an office environment and I do this thing where I slam my mouse down quite a few times, and do this tick with my stomach that I do a lot in my videos that I was just doing a little bit ago. And the mouth one gets me. That one I do have a little bit of an embarrassment about, I guess I would say, because like I said, I work in an office environment and I'm creating a lot of noise. And so I just feel like it's very distracting and it has to be annoying for everybody else in the office. But I can't help it, so my body has to do what it has to do. So that's really what it comes down to, depending on the situation. In the grocery store, it makes me nervous. In public, it makes me nervous with a lot of strangers walking around. In my own comfort level around my family and everything, it doesn't make me as nervous. I deal with it the way I need to deal with it. A lot of times I will still go off by myself sometimes and let myself get all my tics out because I don't want any family members or anybody else worrying about me if they're starting to get bad. But other than that, for the most part, I just say screw it because, like I said before, this is my body. You being the person on the other side, if you're the one that's going to judge me or stare at me or make fun of me, then that's your problem. And I don't see why I need to I don't see why I need to put myself in an uncomfortable situation to make you feel better because 10 times out of 10, not 9 times out of 10, it makes me more uncomfortable to be ticking than to you be around me while I tick. And that's just the way I feel and that's the only way I think it gets me through social situations like that because I can't constantly be worried about somebody being uncomfortable because of something I can't control. I can't control what my body does. I would love to. I would love to wake up tomorrow and know that my body is mine. And that I won't do stuff like that anymore out of nowhere or never know what my body's going to do next. I could wake up tomorrow and jump up and down as a tick. That's uncomfortable. And I really don't care if it makes anybody else feel uncomfortable. So that's, I guess, what it comes down to for me feeling in social situations. I don't know if that really helps or if it's really a long answer, not a long enough answer for you, but that's really all it is. It does embarrass me. Sometimes it gets in the back of my mind, but I usually push it away because if it hurts somebody, if it's up to my comfort level or somebody else's comfort level when it comes to my Tourette's, then mine always takes precedence. I don't know if that sounds bad or selfish or whatever, but you don't really understand until you have it. So it's really hard to express them and try to make them better for other people around you. Anyways, I hope that answers your question. If you want more detail or any more specifics about that, please do not hesitate to ask. And remember to please keep the questions coming. I'm more than happy to answer the questions about my life with Tourette syndrome or Tourette syndrome in general. Remember to like and subscribe to my page and this video and share this video with all of your friends to continue to help me spread awareness about Tourette syndrome and spread education about Tourette syndrome. It's the only way that's going to get known, and it's the only way that's going to help others that have Tourette syndrome way worse than I do. So please continue to share these videos. It means the world to me, and continue to subscribe and ask any questions you may have. Until next time.